This is an insightful book on English conversation. The author is Miss Yoko Yamashita. She's a great English teacher. I myself have taken her courses for English teachers, in which she teaches us how to instruct high school students to write logically. But not only that, she also teaches us the importance of cultivating our character. The title of the book is Tips of English Conversation that Give 10 Times Better Impression to Others. The book introduces and reminds us of many expressions to show your care and compassion. Let me introduce 3 phrases today. The first phrase is, have a nice day. When I was in California and studying in a university summer course, I noticed that every time I shop at the supermarkets or eat at fast food restaurants, everybody said, have a nice day. So this made me smile and feel happy for a whole day. In Japan, we don't use this phrase, 良い一日を過ごしてね, so often. But instead, this book inspired me to say to every elementary school student of mine, have a nice evening! Because most of my students come to my English school between 16 and 18 o'clock. Recently, when I say, have a nice day at the end of the classes, they say, you too! Oh, they are so sweet! Just the small greetings like this make me happy, and I believe it makes our relationship better. The second phrase is, I'm sorry to interrupt your speech. It also happened in the United States during the university class when I raised my hand and was about to tell my opinion. One classmate girl sitting next to me raised her hand a bit earlier and started to talk, so I was like, okay, and eventually I spoke later. But the next day before the class started, the girl came to me and said, Yuki, I'm really sorry about yesterday. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Well, until she told me that, I totally forgot about what happened. But she was feeling guilty all night that she broke into my speech. I felt so touched that she cared about my feeling. I still remember her name. She was from Sweden. Her name was Heidi. So everyone, don't you have an image that we Japanese people are modest and reserved, and English speakers are more confident and talk and don't care so much about others' feelings? Well, this experience taught me such an image is a bias. Of course, English speakers care about others' feelings, and there are many English expressions to show your care and compassion. I think that is similar to Japanese people's kikubari. Miss Yamashita's book introduces many such expressions. Last but not least, the phrase is, I pray for you. Let me introduce one of my favorite autobiographies, Lucky Man by Michael J. Fox. As you know, he is a popular and a great actor, most famous for Back to the Future. At the same time, he has a Parkinson's disease. Let me read some phrases from the book. At one time or another, during times of personal struggle or loss, we've all heard people tell us they would pray for us. Just an expression, I'd always thought, until I felt the power of that sentiment when it's offered and meant by tens of thousands of people. The feeling is overwhelming. I have no doubt that being on the receiving end of so much spiritual energy has gone a long way to sustain me over the last couple of years. Well, Michael is the one who taught me just a little phrase like I pray for you has great power to make people feel stronger, cherished, and cared, because the words have spirits. When you love somebody and think about a person, you choose the words and express them. Your heart is reflected in every word you say. So everyone, if you know how to show your compassion and care, you can make better impression, better relationships, and enrich your life. This book by Miss Yamashita will tell you many insightful tips. Thank you for listening!